Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling. The Power Hour.
Very first person in the room is Jeff Frog Wheeler. Hello, how you doing? Followed by, hey, no, I lied. No, there's Greg Wayne says hello all. Greg Wayne does a Wednesday night at 7 Central show. Greg Wayne on Wayne's World. Be sure to check that out. PJ from over the pond says, hi, everybody. Brooks Tullis says, hello, Randy. Gregory White's in the house, and everybody's here and doing good. Now, it seems like when we do shows, always something goes on, and I don't know what happened, but right before we went on the air, I started getting the hiccup. So if you hear me hiccup, I apologize for that for sure. Andrew Calvin Jr. always says the owner, founder, the president. He gets that right. All right. How you doing? He's saying hello to Adam as well, and Adam will be here in a few minutes. And Michael Butler is in the house from Humboldt, Tennessee. All right. Quick update going on with me. Had a very good day today. Just one Uber ride, but it was a good one. At 5 minutes to 5 this morning, I got the 2.5-hour trip, which ended up with a great healthy tip, a $220 trip to Little Rock, Arkansas with a heart surgeon, a heart doctor. And that was fun. So made some money, came back home, ate at Cracker Barrel. Then I ate it Cracker Barrel in Jonesboro. Then I came back home, took a long nap, and here we are. Also, just last Friday, I went for a consult with an eye surgeon, and they hooked me up. I have cataracts in this eye and cataracts in this eye. So this eye is the worst. And so on May the 9th, I'll be getting that taken care of. And I will go underneath the knife and have that eye fixed, and then tentatively scheduled for the other eye on May the 23rd. These hiccups are driving me crazy, so we'll right away bring in. I want to say hello to Bill and to Frank and everybody that's watching the show today, and we got a loaded show. However, we want to bring in the guy that we can't that did most of the show last week without him, but I can't do it without him. I like having him here. It makes it so much easier, and I don't have to push buttons. I can just ramble. He's probably going to have to talk more today since I'm having talking problems. Did that all make sense? Can you hear my hiccups?
Yeah, well, just a little bit. Nothing too major, but I'll give you a reprieve here for a minute, and we'll talk about what we're going to see on today's show. This is going to be June 1999 edition of the Power Hour, episode number 62. We'll start things off with J.R. Smooth, who'll introduce members of the BSK, Big Shot Callers, his group. We'll see Vicious Vic Grimes in action against Kris the Dragon Kannonball. Kid Wikkid and Slick Robbie D will be going against Bulldog Reigns and Derrick King. Mic Tierney makes an open challenge, and we'll also have him in action against Baldo. We'll see the King giving an interview about running for the mayor of Memphis. Randy will show us some wild Jonesboro footage and make a big announcement. And today we get the Power Pro Wrestling debut of Wolfie D, and we'll see Doug Gilbert around as well, and a big, huge, wild brawl show in true Memphis fashion today. So, with all of that in mind, we're going to get ready to go and take a look at Power Pro Wrestling from June 1999.
Oh, Cassette's weight didn't work out for him as Tony Anthony smashes that head into the mat. Oh, okay, so now you send in others of the team It's an ambush. He's going to win it, but he's in all kinds of trouble here with three huge guys. Dirty White Girl grabs the chair from J.R. Smooth. At least she's able to keep that out of there. Attacking her. No excuse at all for that. There goes Dirty White Girl. Looks like she's headed to the parking lot. And I don't blame her. The problem is you got to get some help for Tony in here because it's 3 against 1. As somebody running this way, Kim went out. What? Fans, that's Doug Gilbert. I think most of you know Doug Gilbert. And that's who that is. That Dirty White Girl has gone out to the...
Doug Gilbert, you are part of this deal. He's not part of the deal at all. Doug Gilbert doesn't work for this company. He don't work for Power Pro Wrestling. He hadn't, and he won't do it. I'll have him arrested. I will have him arrested in a minute without any second thought. He'll go to jail. He shouldn't be here. I like you. You're a professional. But we're not gonna...
There's not, because I'm getting the final word here. I'm getting the final say. Either Doug's by my side tonight.
Watch out! Look out, Tony. Well, here all 3 of them come again. 3 against 1. The gang get him out. Hey, come on. We'll go back in there. Now they've got handcuffed to the ropes here.
We saw this last
Randy
week. Starting the show to remind people.
Standing over Tony
I was
Anthony in the
nailed
middle of
and
the
I'm
ring.
going out.
Randy is headed for the parking lot. Saying something to Doug Gilbert. Here's Doug with a chair. And look out, J.R. Smooth. Boom! Doug Gilbert brought back in here to at least sleep. Hey, come on now, Doug.
He's violent.
They're making threats at everybody.
Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling. The Power Hour.
One of the things I want to do right now, because we showed this show and what you just saw, the craziness of the Doug Gilbert return brought in by Dirty White Boy, who had a game plan, who had a backup plan after his wife and his valet, Kim, was involved and was kind of roughed around at the New Days. He then roughed around again. Had a show running story with Doug Gilbert, and I didn't want anything to do because I did say that he's nothing but trouble and no telling what was going to happen. We didn't get a chance because Adam had technical issues and he had to go away and just was on for a couple of minutes. But this is one of the things that I just thought watching it back last night or last week, that it was just so good of a stuff, and it just kind of proved that you can do good wrestling television without having Jerry Lawler or Bill Dundee on it. Of course, 2 of the biggest names in the history of Memphis wrestling, who you love, I love, we all love, but sometimes you had to put a show together and you tried to make that show the best type of show you can. I wanted to get Adam's thoughts on the Dirty White Boy and the debut of Doug Gilbert, how we did that last week. What did you think, Adam?
Well, I definitely think it made a huge impact, and you can tell how big of a deal it was, because normally if we did like a last week segment or something, it may be 30 seconds to a minute. This was several minutes of showing everything that happened from the week before, just to show how big of a deal it was that Doug Gilbert was there, the stuff going on with Kim and with Tony. And then now this week, we're going to get the debut of Wolfie D. So just like you said, showing that there can still be compelling Memphis television without Lawler and without Dundee. But I think today we also get a little bit of video from Lawler explaining why he's not there. But it was kind of a momentum shift, if you would, to having different people in that weren't already with the company and kind of going a different direction, but still keeping true to Memphis wrestling.
There's more of that story, Adam, coming up later on. With you already mentioned the debut of Wolfie D, and that involved me out there, and Wolfie and I had a relationship. I was the biggest fan of PG-13 and the person that chose to make them main event people, and he had not been up to this point. As we're what are we number wise? We've done 61 shows without Wolfie D.
Right.
You know, I think a lot of people, including Wolfie D, thought that when Randy Hales started Power Pro Wrestling, I would bring him in immediately, and that didn't happen. So that's coming up. So I want everybody to stay tuned. If you like the soap opera type of things with wrestling that ends up in that, as Adam said earlier, the classic Memphis wrestling brawl. I mean, this is Memphis Wrestling 101. It was in 1972 when they did all kinds of silly stuff that had never been done in wrestling. And then it was in 1999 on this show when we're trying to tell a story and keep the people guessing. So we'll go back to the show and see what happens next. And we'll be back if we need to comment.
Dave Brown, and I'm very happy to say, beside Corey Macklin, ready to go with a power hour on this Saturday morning here on TV5. Really glad to have you back instead of having to chase folks around the place.
Oh, my God. You're not near as happy as I am. I've never been a fighter anyway, I tell you that. I'd rather sit back and talk.
Well, we're glad to have you here. Glad to have you.
Great to be back.
This show is looks packed today.
Man.
I want to start, just not to put a damper on things right from the beginning, but I want to start with this Doug Gilbert situation, which happened last week. I know you're aware of it. Doug Gilbert, it was not a part. He had no Power Pro contract. He showed up here. Tony Anthony
Doug
said
Masters.
he got him
Good
to help
hearing
him
from
out and all
everybody.
that. And frankly, he was banned from the studio. He was sent out of the studio by Randy Hales with our backing, because we understand, we talked about Doug being a loose cannon, and that even though Randy had a close personal and business relationship with Doug for a lot of time, he just couldn't be here, couldn't be around here, so he was banned from the place. I know the fans wanted to see him. There's no doubt about that. And I got to tell you, there's been a little pressure this week to do that, and we always try to pay attention to what the fans want, but in this particular situation, it has still been one of those situations where it was decided after long, difficult meetings that it's not a good thing to have Doug around.
Right.
So Doug is not going to be here today, and all of that sort of thing.
Still doesn't have a contract.
No,
I tell you, there's another guy, Dave, that there's been a lot of questions. They say, hey, is Jerry Lawler coming back to Power Pro? What's the deal? Where's he been?
Well,
hey, well, only he can answer that. And we're going to hear right here today on the Power Hour, the King, Jerry Lawler, is here today. We'll see if he's going to run for mayor, what the whole bit is on that deal.
All of that sort of thing. Another thing we're going to do with that Doug Gilbert situation, something happened in Jonesboro last week, too, and we've debated whether to show that footage or just ignore the situation. And we've decided to show it, so we're going to do that. We're going to hold that. We'll do it a little bit after 11 o'clock, so be ready for that.
Yeah, speaking of 11 o'clock, we're early today, but we're back at 11
Doug's
next week.
grandfather was a wrestler.
Right. Yeah.
So that was wrestler number one in the Gilbert family. Wrestler number two was Tommy Gilbert. Wrestler number three was Eddie Gilbert. Wrestler number
with
four.
J.R. Smooth, Glenn
What's Doug?
Ekmo, and the whole group that's with him.
J.R. Smooth, the Power Pro heavyweight champion, has got Glenn Coca along with him, Ekmo, I see, and a couple of other additions along with the champion here. He's got the gold, and he's got the
Now, Adam, these other people that's with J.R. Smooth, do you know who they are?
Randy Hales finally did something right around here. I've always been kicked out of everything I've done. I got kicked out of the Canadian Football League because I was too mean for them. They wouldn't let me play in the NFL. I came in here. I was channeled. I was stifled. They did everything they could do to keep me down.
Yes,
Finally.
Rosie and
Finally.
was it
I got
Humaga
somebody
or
who's gonna bring out
Omaga
the
or
best
what?
And the viciousness.
What's the
and
name again?
aggressiveness back in Glen
Umaga, like
and that
Umaga,
came
yeah.
J.R. Smooth. Tell them about Eagles Nest last night, old J.R.
Eagles Nest was in the house, baby. Let me tell you something. You know why we was taking care of it?
I tell you what we're going to do. We've got a match. We don't want to hear about all this stuff you guys are doing, the party and all that. Take it to the ring. And
does that look like Rikishi to you, or do you think his look changed up so much? Do you think people would recognize who that is, Adam?
We don't have time to sit here.
Maybe in the ring with all the
really
stuff
don't
and
have
everything, but yeah, his look
There's not going to
changed.
be a chair for you. We really don't have time for this guy, considering what he tried to do to Dirty White Girl last week.
There's 2 chairs out here, and one of them doesn't have your name on them. Neither one of them.
J.R. Smooth, a.k.a. Ahmad.
Rikishi. In the ring, Dave, and his opponent is on the way. We had some words from him talking about Kris, the Dragon.
So we had a period of time with Power Pro where Vic Grimes was a big feature of every show and did some great stuff, but he's not in that role now. He's just a background player. Would you say, Adam?
Yeah.
Yo, say hello to Kris, the Dragon Kannonball. Now, enough of that crap. This is Vic Grimes. Today, live on TV, you're gonna feel the cannon, elbow, ball. 1, 2, 3, brother.
Well, we finally found him a chair. Thank you.
Yeah, he finally got
him one out here.
Can everybody hear the audio? I had it set, then Adam changed it, then I changed it back, then he changed it again. Is everybody, can you hear both our audio and the program video with Corey and Dave and the wrestlers? Let us know. When I listened to it back, I think we're too loud, especially me, and the program video is way too loud.
Well, one reason you don't get much respect, JR, is because you haven't earned it. You come in here trying to push people around and take
Hello,
Corey out of his
Melinda.
chair
How are
and all
you
of that
doing
sort of thing. You don't
today?
generate respect.
Watching the
That
Power
is-
Hour.
I ain't out here trying to
June the 19th, 1999, show number 62. New talent. As far as Kris Kannonball appeared 3 or 4 times on Power Pro Wrestling.
Kris Kannonball has made a name for
Vic
himself.
Grimes,
even
of course,
before
has
arriving in
been
Power Pro. We
here
heard a lot
for
about
a
his
while.
name. Wrestles out of Miami, Florida, and let me tell you, he is no pushover at all, J.R. Smooth.
Let me tell you one thing. If Kris Kannonball sticks his nose in J.R. Smooth and BSK's business, we damn sure gonna take care of business.
Well, that's the word from J.R. Smooth. Consider the source there. Vic Grimes with the boot. In the hardcore, you got 2 of the guys right here that are among the toughest, and Vic Grimes and Kris Kannonball.
That's J.R. Smooth talking here. Smooth joined us at ringside, and that's Mrs. Vic Grimes. I'm in the ropes, it's Vic. Whoa, all 400 pounds, and this could do it for Kannonball. 2 count, and he kicks out of it.
I thought he had him right there, but Cannonball's still going. Vic Grimes fires him into the turnbuckles and then follows him in there. Ooh.
That's something to say, too. You better grab, don't kill him. Last week in Jonesboro, if you think that was something, the next time you step up in J.R. Smooth and BSK's business, you going out for good. And I'm talking thug style.
That's the Power Pro Heavyweight Champion. And I tell you, I almost hate to say, Dave, that he's the Power Pro.
What you see back there? Look good, don't you? Eagle Sense in the house. Eagle Sense.
Oh, over the ropes goes Vic Grimes.
Oh, look out. Vic Grimes has got Kannonball. I don't know how they go. Uh-oh, man.
All kinds of things down here at ringside. Hardcore.
Wow.
With buckets and bottles of water and
all sorts of stuff down there.
Looks like a barbecue, as a matter of fact.
Look out. Kannonball clears the table of all of that stuff, sets the table up. He's got big grounds laid.
Oh, that's uncalled for. This is uncalled for.
Hello, Tanner. I hope you're doing well.
Gee, if that was how come we don't fight by the rules?
We've seen Grimes do the same sort of thing.
That's right, and it's a hardcore match. These are all the rules. Look out. Whoa! Man, oh man, over the top rope he comes down. Right on big Grimes. What a move from Kris the Dragon Kannonball.
You know what? Just seeing that move from Kris Kannonball, he's got my respect now. Somebody that does do a move like that got to be crazy and got a lot of heart.
Hey, not only that, but you got to remember this guy came in highly recommended JR Smooth, and he's held up to it ever since. Look at him go.
Well, he'd be all right, you know, if he's joined PSK and JR Smooth. Hey.
Well, I'm not sure he needs to do that.
I don't think so either. Looks like he's doing fine on his own.
You were talking a good talk until you had it this time.
You don't think he's going to go there?
No, I don't think he'll go there. He doesn't need to go there.
He leaves Vic Grimes lying in the center of the ring. Kannonball over climbing the ropes. Can he wrap it up right here and get the 3 count? He comes off that rope.
Off the top. Yeah, here comes one of your guys, Smooth. What a chair.
I didn't plan that. I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah,
I had nothing to do with that.
Had nothing to do
Go
with
ahead,
it.
Ekmo. Take care of business now. Take care of business, Ekmo.
Ekmo jumps in with a chair. And boy, he pounds Big Grimes. Kannonball holding his arm in there, Dave.
Kris Kannonball ought to be disqualified for that.
That's a 3 count.
Cover. Now it's bell time.
Hey, how about your guy jumping on here? Hey, well, I'm not even going to argue with you. A pitcher's worth 1,000 words. Ekmo came running in here with the chair.
Adam, do you remember how long Kris Kannonball stayed in Power Pro?
Yeah, the rest of BSK.
A few months, I think.
Now, BSK jump in.
Just what I thought.
Yeah, just what I thought.
Was he still here when Cornette got here in August?
Let's leave this and let's leave J.R. Smith
I
in
don't
the
think
parking
so.
lot because I understand
Do you hear what the people yelling?
we've got an arrival.
Arrival.
Yeah, there he is.
Tennessee Baldo's back, a.k.a. Prince Albert, and it's good to be here. And before I leave, I guarantee you one thing. Someone's getting pissed, courtesy of Prince Albert.
The return of Baldo, Prince Albert to Power Pro Wrestling, one of our favorite guys.
Big day coming up here. It's the first
Without a doubt in the
American
world.
Weight Summerfest.
Of the developmental
Outside
guys. I
America,
love me some Matt
4836
Bloom,
American
love
Way.
me some
You see a
Baldo,
lot
love
of
me
the
some
information here.
Prince Albert.
Yeah, you know, the kids are very important to Power Pro and have since the beginning, and this is a great thing for the kids. It's fun for the whole family. It's going to be fun, but it also emphasizes the need for safety and to keep guns away from kids and for kids to stay away from them and all of that sort of thing. It is a wonderful afternoon for
Great
kids.
call.
Take your kids out there. They
My
can have
memory
fun. Power Pro
is
Wrestlers will
usually
be signing
pretty
autographs
good with
1 to 7,
wrestling events.
and then we got
I
matches
kinda
coming up at
remember
7
that.
o'clock tonight. 6 big matches, including Prince
But
Albert.
not
and
great
you'll
memories.
have a
Did you
chance
go
to
to
win a
this
couple of
event?
tickets
And
to
do
the
you know where
sold-out
where it
WWF Brawl
was?
coming up this
It was
Monday night.
obviously,
Six sponsors
it
for
says
today.
that on
Sponsored by
American
Excite.
Way.
Yeah,
Did
the
you ever-
X-Night on American
Applebee's
Way,
and
which
Power
is like
Pro
a
Wrestling, and we
big
love
arcade
our young
kid
Power Pro
place
fans.
with
Great
laser
calls out there
tag
this
and stuff
afternoon.
like that.
And Excite America.
I remember going to one there.
4835 American
You had
Way.
more than one
Absolutely
event.
right. We got a lot more action coming up here on the Power Hour today. We're on a little bit early.
I don't think
as
we had
said.
matches,
Next week
right?
we go back to our regular time. Right
Yeah, there
now,
was
I
wrestling
think you can tell
in the
from the
parking lot
music,
that
those
evening.
of you who are regular Power Pro viewers, and we hope you all are. Kid Wikkid is headed this way. Here he comes. He's got the Young Guns trophy with him. He's got Slick Robbie D, and he's got Brandon Baxter. Once again, the Young Guns champion. Here's Kid Wikkid.
What's really going on?
Hey, I already know.
You already know. All right. Today, and the next night, at 1 o'clock, we got an autograph session. I'm going to be there. Brandon Baxter, you going to be there?
And you know what, Dave Brown? I got some real good news. I have it under good authority. There's a thing called a dunk tank, a flush tank. And there's going to be somebody sitting there, and if somebody hits that little thing with the ball...
It's going to be you?
No, it's not going to be me. It's going to be Derrick King.
All right.
And I have it under good sources. They tell me that poor Derrick King can't swim. So, Derrick, I hope you don't drown today, because if you don't drown, then it's you and I tonight, one-on-one at Excite.
And Slick Robbie D is here.
DK, Bulldog, it's on, baby, like a pot of hot neck bones. See, y'all snuck me last week, but now I got the kid Wikkid, and it's gonna be on, baby, so y'all better be ready to go.
All right, it's all coming up at Excite beginning this afternoon at 1 o'clock for the autograph session.
Slick
Matches
Robbie
coming up
D, and I
at
liked
7
him,
o'clock
Adam. I
tonight.
really did.
Can't miss it.
And
should
He
be great.
is no longer
for the
with us,
entire
passed away at
family.
a too young of an age.
Brandon here.
Would you stay up here with us for just a minute? There's a chair right there. If we could get that chair for Brandon.
Yeah, I'd rather have Brandon out here than J.R. Smooth, anyhow.
Yeah, I tell you why I'd like you to stay. I'd like to talk a little bit about this Doug Gilbert situation with you while this match is going here, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Because I know you can provide some insight into that situation.
Randy Lust, he doesn't have a lot of sense anyway. We could tell by a question he asked me last week. If I'd have thought I would leave that alone, he doesn't know me very fucking well. Anyway,
you were talking about him a little bit earlier.
Randy Lust is saying that the video quality and the sound quality is bad. Can other people, maybe ones that I like, have comments about that? I tried to block you, Randy. I don't know what I did wrong, but I certainly tried to block you.
Really move in the wrestling ring.
He's excited, and it's going to be great to see he and Kid Wikkid, Dave. I think they're going to make one heck of a tag team. Our first time seeing them here today. Excite America coming up at 1 o'clock today, 48-35 American.
These videos are over 20 years old, so that might be the reason some of them are better than others.
A big night tonight out at exciting. Well, actually all day today, beginning at 1 o'clock, Brandon, and matches tonight at 7 o'clock. But what we also want to talk to you about was the question that Dave directed to you a moment ago about Doug Gilbert.
You know, I guess that's something a lot of people have been asking me lately. What's your opinion on the Doug Gilbert situation? And I think everybody knows that a couple years ago, Doug and I, when I first came to Memphis, Doug and I were together. He took me on the road and got me around. I support Doug. I think that Doug has a place here in Power Pro Wrestling, and it's just it's unfortunate that Randy Hales feels the way he does, but maybe he'll come to and come around to it.
That's surprising, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I didn't know really what comment Brandon would make. Well, look at Robbie D. He can get up off the floor, Dave. Nice drop kick there. But to hear you agreeing with Doug Gilbert is a surprise.
It is to me. I mean, and don't get me wrong, Brandon. I like Doug Gilbert fine, and he's been terrific, but he just has done some things that are just totally out of control. Last week in Jonesboro was a perfect example. We're going to show some video of that a little bit later on. Again, it's very controversial in the office whether we showed it to you or not, but we will a little later on today.
We will. Look at this situation here. We got Kid Wikkid in the ring. He's been double teamed by the team of Derrick King and Bulldog.
Hadn't heard from Al Tuttle today. Where are y'all?
And Kid Wikkid up and two.
I think Randy Hales himself would like to welcome Doug Gilbert into Power Pro, but he just, the history that Doug has had in the last couple of years, it's just very difficult to do to make a sound business decision to allow him back into the action.
Doug, he is a loose cannon. He is hot-headed, but I think the reason he's here is to help the little white boy and to defend the honor of Kimberly, and I think that's the right thing to do.
Look at Kid Wikkid, 2 count, and he may have had him if Bulldog Reigns had.
Bulldog Reigns.
Yeah, I thought it was over
Derrick
right
King.
there. Derrick King had been pinned, but Bulldog got there.
Early power hour today.
Look, Robbie D.
We have a packed power hour today. We heard from Prince Albert
And Kid
earlier. He's
Wikkid.
going to be with us a little later on. And the King is in the house today. Going to get comments from Jerry Lawler.
Look out.
Today as well. Oh, look out. Here's C.B. Wyatt jumping in. Kid Wikkid runs after him. Wyatt takes off.
Yeah, Wyatt is pretty good at running. He's pretty fast.
Oh, look out. Derrick King on the top rope. Brandon goes up.
Whoa, well, I can't condone that.
Down off the top rope is Slick Robbie D. Sunset flip off the top two.
He got it.
The party's over. What a win. I'm telling you, Dave, we may have a great team here in Kid Wikkid and Robbie D. Boy, do they work together.
I believe we do have a great team right here. There's an assist to Brandon Baxter, and again, I'm not too happy about that. I don't like to see anybody interfere from outside, but I understand that situation a little bit. And the bottom line is the victory. Here comes Mick Tierney out right now. Corey headed into the ring right there, and Mick Tierney right behind him.
Let me tell you something. Last Friday night, Buddy Wayne stole me Irish Pride. Him and his goofy son Aubrey. They stole
Yeah, I saw watching
$5,000
Raw
from me.
and watching
I was
Power
so
Pro.
far. They cheated. They bloody cheated. Now listen to me.
We appreciate you watching Power
Now,
Pro.
I've been very
Russell.
tolerant so far here at Power Pro Wrestling. I've been dealing with old men, big egos, and little smurfs. But I had me limit. I'm up to me limit. And right now, I'm going on a path of destruction right through Power Pro Wrestling. So right here and right now, Bruno, I offer an open challenge to anyone in Power Pro Wrestling to step into the ring with me and feel the laugh of an Irishman. Because you have not messed with anyone until you mess with an Irishman.
I haven't messed with you. Don't bother me.
Who's going to answer the challenge? I don't see nobody running out. I guess they're all scared. Where they at?
Well, he just made the challenge.
All right, he made the challenge, all right, Corey, and I'm not sure that anybody is going to come wandering out here just to answer some wild challenge that this big and tough, I might add, Mick Tierney has just made. So I wouldn't say they're all chicken. Come on, Bruno, we've got matches scheduled here that, what was that?
Bring it on! Huh?
Oh, okay. Somebody has a comment. All right, listen, somebody's got a comment. We've got a camera. Is the camera ready? Oh, it's Prince Albert.
Tonight at X-Site, me and Vic Grimes are gonna get it on. But to more important things, Mick Tierney, you and I used to be buddies when I was down here in Memphis. But I leave and someone starts brainwashing you. You go out there and beat up 75-year-old men and 18-year-old dyslexic referees. Well, tonight, I don't want to beat you. I'm going to teach you a lesson. And when I take this 12-gauge needle out of my case and stick it to your nose and pierce you with the shamrock, every morning you get up and look at the mirror, you won't have Irish pride. You'll have Prince Albert pride.
Well, there's the answer. Hey, this is from Jonesboro, Arkansas last Saturday night. Keep an eye on it, and you think this is wild. Wait till you see what happened just before and just after this. We'll show you that a little later.
Well, what do you think of the show so far, Adam? Show number 62.
And envelopes for TV5 Power Pro Wrestling, 1960 Union Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee, 38104.
We'd love to have you right here with us. That's a great crowd we have here today.
Oh, what a big crowd here today in the studios of TV5.
In the ring, it's Mick Tierney here right now. Referee Aubrey Wayne has climbed in. And there's Bruno Lawler in there. And Mick Tierney's corner. Here comes Prince Albert.
Prince Albert, you may remember him here in the Power Pro as Baldo steps in. Big guy out of Boston, Massachusetts, Dave. And he is one foolish fella. Let's say.
He is big, he is tough. When Mick Tierney issued the challenge, I frankly didn't think anybody was going to come out simply because folks are scheduled in other matches here today. But Prince Albert says, I'll take care of him. I'll be there.
Oh, misses there. Right off the ropes, and Mick Tierney, the Irish assassin, jumps up. A reversal here, he whips him in. Tierney, he's going for one of those submission holds.
He's a master of those.
Got to remember, Dave, this guy's an ex-shoot fighter here.
That's exactly right. Ultimate Fighting Champion.
Yeah, that's right. And Tierney, the big Irishman, lets go, and Baldo, Prince Albert on his feet. He backs him up, whips him into the ropes. Now he goes. Sets up, flip. He's got him.
Referee.
Look at Bruno.
Referee is being distracted by Bruno.
Come on, Bruno, stay out of it. Clothesline from Tierney. Bruno sticking his nose where it doesn't belong. Jumping in there, getting the attention of referee Aubrey Wayne. And Baldo had him easily for the count. I don't know how easy, but he definitely had him for a 2 or 3 count. Yeah, and Bruno tosses the flag in there, the Irish flag. He's talking it. Gonna have to break that.
And Bruno again distracting referee Aubrey Wayne while Tierney uses the flag to choke Prince Albert.
Bruno and throw him out the back door.
That's a good idea. To throw the flag with it.
Yeah, take that flag with it. Look at Tierney with another one of those submission holds. And Prince Albert trying to get out. God, he gets over to the ropes. That's a break. He's got to get a break now.
Yep. Referee Aubrey Wayne's a break. Yep. Good move by referee Aubrey Wayne, calling the break on the ropes over there. Now, but can Prince Albert get things back together and go against this big Irishman here straight up? Oh, my goodness.
Look at him pound away there.
Tierney outproved something here, it looks like.
Looks that way, doesn't it?
He's not been happy. He was really unhappy because he lost $5,000 a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. He's calling everybody Smurfs and all of that stuff and saying that he'll take it out on whoever he needs to take it out on because he didn't get the $5 grand from Buddy Wayne. He's highly upset about that. Prince Albert, whoop's your man? Big boot to the face of Mick Tierney. Uh-oh. You want some of this? It's like he wants some of this. He's about to get him going here, Dave. This can do it. Let go. Smooth and all.
Referee wants the bell.
Every time it looks like somebody's got an upper hand on some of the other guys, Smooth sends all of his troops in there.
BSK, the whole bunch of them out here.
Yeah.
It's what, 5 against 1. Now, what kind of odds are that? And you talk about not getting respect. That's one reason you don't get respect.
Now, look at Tierney. He's joining in with them. Yeah, 5 against 1. And, oh, boy. Polka clobbers him. Now, they're putting it to Prince Albert.
They're just yelling at him, taunting him as Prince Albert is lying in the ring. And now, BSK, oh, yeah, there's... Oh, my goodness.
All of the troops led by J.R. Smooth.
And J.R. Smooth.
And there they go. I guess they're satisfied with their day's work so far anyway. 5 against 1. They have proved that they can leave Prince Albert lying in the ring. But Prince Albert, I'm sure, the last has not been heard from him.
Oh, no doubt about it. Referees helping him out of the ring, but let me tell you, we'll definitely see more of Prince Albert. I guarantee you that. This big guy's not going to go down by a long shot, Dave.
That's exactly right. And don't forget, he'll be around at X-Site today. 1 to 7, the autograph session, free matches, 6 of them coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. Well, maybe we're going to answer some questions that have been asked in the wrestling world and the
so you can watch your wrestling stuff. How about that? That's nice.
Sort of thing over the last few days.
Of the fine people that what?
Maybe you can get an answer.
Talking Memphis wrestling.
Straight from the horse's mouth. Well, there's the sign. Stacy says Lawler for mayor. And here is the key.
You know, for some reason, Adam, I thought the interview with Lawler was a pre-taped interview. I was wrong.
Or I'm just going to start talking.
Well, they didn't want Lawler on TV because he's running for mayor. This seems like the Lawler for mayor commercial.
I hadn't seen you for some time, and Stacy says she's out campaigning with you.
Well, actually, the truth of the matter is I have not been campaigning yet. The decision has not officially been made. You know what? The reason I'm waiting is I want a little more feedback from Memphis, and I was just wondering, what do you people think of this idea, huh?
Oh, sounds good to me.
You know, I promise you, I'm really flattered that I would even be considered for such a thing. I can just tell you this, that it's a very, very serious consideration. I want to do this real quickly. There's, like I said, I'd like to get some feedback from the people out there, and the way I'd like to do this, or one way I can do this, is you know, everybody's on the internet these days. Everybody's got computers and everything, and I'm gonna give out my email address right now. Yes, I'm going to give out my email address, and I don't get enough email already. I'm going to give out my email address, and I just like everybody that can to email me and tell me what you think about the possibilities. So if hopefully we got it up there.
Well, we got the website address.
Okay. Well, I got a website, of course, and the website is www.kinglawler.com. But the email address is simply at AOL.com. So jerlaw at AOL.com. So if you got a computer, get out there, email me, tell me what you think.
And I'm going to make the decision. Of course, I got to make the decision by July 15th. That's right. Got to make it by July 15th. And it's a very serious consideration. And I just want to tell everybody that I would certainly, right now, I would like to say that I know there are a lot of, especially a lot of young people out there that have never voted before. If you're over 18 and you haven't voted, if you've not registered, I would ask you now to please register to vote. Because, I mean, whether you vote for me or whether you vote for anybody, you should always vote. You should always have a voice in whatever's going on, especially in your city and in your country. So I'd ask everybody to register just in case, okay?
All right.
And I'll tell you one other thing, of course. We're going to be down here Monday night Raw right here at the Pyramid. I like to see a lot of these kind of signs down there because everybody loves signs. Oh, yeah. Also, it's close to the 4th of July. As a present for me, I'm going to personally give everybody that comes to Raw a little certificate that's going to be good for a bunch of free fireworks, okay, because it's close to the 4th of July. So be looking for those as you go in down there. It'll be a gift from me. And when we get ready to make the official announcement, either yes or no, I'll do it right here on this show, okay?
That will work.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Good deal. Good to see you. All right, the king, Jerry Lawler. No official word yet, Dave, but still in the making, I guess.
I guess he also answered the question about the rumors. Is he out of Power Pro Wrestling?
Well, no, he's not. Here. He says when he makes the announcement, you'll hear it first right here on the Power Hour. We'll be back
about it.
With more. Stay with us. We got a bunch more to go, buddy. Don't we?
Yes, we do.
I mean, we do all that.
Baby.
June the 19th,
we're going to talk about this event at Excite.
99.
It's a great event. Power Pro is proud to be a part of it because it's great for the family. And with a serious situation with guns, it's great messages for the kids. Take your family out there. And it's fun, too. I mean, it's not where you go out and listen to lectures.
Great place also.
That's exactly right. And just make your plans to be there. Vicky Peel, I think, has...
She's out there in Sight.
Let's take a look right now.
There's Vicky, Greg. There's Vicky.
Brandon just made our job. I can't believe Derrick, we can't wait for you to get here. We have a flush for you. Don't forget, we're at 4835 American Way right here at Excite, having lots of fun. Getting the ring set up shortly. We've got lots and lots of stuff going on. Raising money for Weapons Watch. We got the launch of our pledge. We got lots of gun safety tips, drug awareness. We want y'all kids to stay smart, be clean, and stay in school. Y'all come out and join us. Are we having fun, guys? Yeah!
All right, join the excitement out
Vicky
there.
did a
Power
great
Pro
job
autographs
there.
being
How
signed
about
for 1
that,
to 7.
Greg?
The
You
matches
still
coming
watching?
Up at 7 o'clock. 6 big matches there, including Prince Albert. Here comes Randy Hales. I want to talk to him. All right, Randy. Welcome. Glad to have you here. And I know that we've had some conversation about whether to do this or not, whether to let the whole thing go. The situation from last week in Jonesboro, Doug Gilbert was asked not to be there. He said he was going to show up even if he had to buy a ticket. He did, in fact, show up. It was a wild evening over there, and we've got some video of it, too.
And let me explain the video before we play it. One of the fans, a friend of mine actually, someone that's been going for the matches for years, tapes the matches almost every time, and the situation, I'll talk to it. I have a reservation right now of canceling this tape now. I really do.
Well, I understand. We promised we're going to show it to him, but if you decide to do that, I think we'll understand.
The quality of the tape is, you know, it's home video, but we want to go ahead and, I guess, Dave, and show the video right now.
All right, let's do it. Let's show it.
This is Jonesboro. The match, which was unscheduled, it was Doug Gilbert and Dirty White Boy, J.R. Smooth and Glenn Coca. Here's the Dirty White Girl. Yeah. And this J.R. Smooth goes to try to really do some damage with the pile driver. I came in as the promoter and gets attacked by J.R. Smooth right here, trying to help the Dirty White Girl out. And you see the situation now, and this is the thing with Doug Gilbert. You never know what he's going to do. Here he comes. I got real lucky there with the fire just grazing me. And then the situation, I mean, where it ends up in the lobby and in someone's pickup truck. As a matter of fact, the manager of the building was very upset. Doug Gilbert almost cost me my rental agreement there. And then a situation where they get out in the tennis courts in Jonesboro. And it's just one of the wildest things that you've ever seen, ever. It's just totally out of control.
That's what we talk about Doug Gilbert being a loose cannon. He can almost cost you a building, even sometimes when he's trying to do good things.
He's instigating this situation, a big brawl out in the tennis court, the people out there, and it was just totally out of control. And watch this situation. I'm not trying to make a good guy out of J.R. Smooth. This guy is nothing but a slug and a thrust to the throat right there. And it was just where she is injured, and I didn't want that to happen at all, and we will deal with J.R. Smooth with fines.
Okay, Adam, let's come out of that, and we'll go back with it.
On Power Pro Wrestling, but I know this is not
I want
popular
to clarify
with the fans, Dave.
A little bit right there. It's the Power Hour. We're watching June the 19th, 1999, and we had this story we were doing with Doug Gilbert, and we were portraying him as somebody that was certainly out of control. Now, the situation where everybody went outside, and just like I said during that promo, that Doug Gilbert ended up body slamming one of the wrestlers in a pickup truck. That made it was one of the people that worked for the City Parks Commission, and that guy was mad as he can be. I'm not 100% sure, but Adam can help me verify this. I believe, Adam, that was the last event we ever held at Earl Bell. Am I correct?
I think it did end up costing the building, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
So what do you think so far? What did you think of that footage? I thought it was wild. It was crazy. I thought it was very good. Very good. Chaos.
Yep. Definitely all those things. And unfortunately, a little bit foretelling of what would happen several months down the road.
Absolutely. Good stuff. So the story continues as we return to show number 62 of Power Pro Wrestling from June the 19th, 1999. Here we go.
Because of the situation, I'm responsible. Doug Gilbert, as long as I'm in control of Power Pro Wrestling, will not be a part of it. I mean, it's a decision best. I know it's not popular, and I'm not trying to be the bad guy here, but as long as I'm in control.
And Corey and I'd back you up on that. Now, wait a minute. Here we go again. Last week it was Doug Gilbert. Let's have security on standby here. That's Wolfie D, and also not a part of Power Pro. Don't come out here high-fiving.
What's up, Dave?
How you been?
Are you sure?
Hey, first of all, what up, Memphis? Nobody thought they was going to see Wolfie D on Power Pro Wrestling.
I sure didn't know.
Randy Hales, here's what I want to know. I was sitting in Shreveport, Louisiana last night. I flew in.
Let's go do this back in the back.
No, let's don't. Let's stay out here. I want to put you on the spot. I got a big reason for doing this. I want to do it right here in front of all these people. I like it when they do that.
Wolfie's so dang good, man.
That's okay.
He
Look,
really is.
Randy, here's the deal. You know, I was sitting there, and I got a reason for doing this. I'm going to get to it in just a second. Randy, me and you go back a long way, right? You know, and everybody, you don't come out here and told everybody what kind of problems you got and all this kind of stuff, right? And I've heard through the grapevine that you blame it all on me, right? Have you blamed it all on me or not?
I never said
you
that.
have.
No, but some of it.
No.
Okay, you blamed most of it on me. Exactly,
What you just
right?
saw
Randy, I just want to
was
hear you say you blamed it on
storyline.
me.
Well, you were.
And you are a
on
grown
this
man.
show
The worst time
right
of my
there.
life, you were.
And we
right
wanted
now.
chaos.
Nobody made you do anything, did they? You're a grown man and you
Out
did it
there
on your
as
own.
well.
My point is, though, we're friends. I thought that I was going to have a job here. You know that? Because I was one of your guys. I heard it from everybody. Wolfie's Randy's boy. I heard it from these people. I heard it from the guys. I heard it from everybody. And when Power Pro started up, I figured I'd have a job, Randy. But why? Why did I not have a job? Can you explain
Come
that to
on,
me?
this is not the place for it. I mean,
I'll tell you why I didn't have a job, because you blamed everything on me. You went out, you got holy, you done got religious and all that, which is cool, but you ain't got to change, be all different and everything. And as far as this situation with Doug, we were all
First
cool.
of all, let's get back to
No,
that. The personal life, I'm in a better shape personally now than I was back then.
I'm glad to hear it.
And
I'm
I
glad
hope
to hear
you
it.
are.
I'm glad to hear it. Doug Gilbert was my friend, and he's your friend too.
And I don't understand, Randy. You know, I heard about this deal going on. You wanted to send the man to jail?
Hey, I'm responsible for
No,
this
wait, no.
television
See, the
station
deal
here.
is Doug Gilbert.
Yes,
Doug Gilbert
don't
made
get
you a
into
lot
this.
of money. Doug Gilbert made you a lot of money. Wolfie D made you money. Tommy Rich, and I hate to say it, but Jamie Dundee made you some money. And you don't like none of us anymore. Well, man, you don't want to send Doug. Would you want Doug to send you to jail?
I hadn't done anything to go to jail.
No. Well, look, I've talked to Doug
He did
Gilbert
last week on this TV station.
Look, he's our friend. That's the bottom line. And here's what I want to tell you. I told Doug to meet me here today. He's out in the parking lot. I'm going to be the peacemaker. I want you to let him in the building. I want you to talk to him. Y'all want to see Doug Gilbert?
There's Doug right there, but security's keeping him out. That decision's been made, Wolfie. It's not open for discussion.
No, Randy, why don't you let him in the building?
What's he saying? Let's switch back to... Hey, no, we're not going... I want to...
Look out. Hey, look out. Back in the studio here. The BSK has jumped Wolfie D now. We got to get some help for Wolfie. J.R. Smooth and all his BSK thugs after Wolfie D. They go out of the studio. Randy's behind them. They're out in the hallway there. They're still beating up Wolfie back there. Randy trying to stop it, and then J.R. Smooth nails Randy again. What did he say? Did he say let him in? There comes Doug. Randy said let it in. Oh, man, Randy got hit by the fire there. Let's get ready to go to break. I'm going to go back and check on Randy.
I think it's important so much is happening here that we'll come back to me and Adam right now as we're watching Power Pro Wrestling. Adam, so what did you think about that segment? I think it's obviously great. Certainly I was a part of it, but the real story that you tell, the real life stuff was just because a lot of truth was said there. I thought last week was very good with the return of Doug. I thought it was good having Wolfie come and trying to talk me out. It just all made sense. Obviously, I wouldn't have booked it if I didn't think it was going to be good. Right. What did you think right there?
Well, yeah, just like you said, I mean, it's one of those shows where you had Lawler out there to kind of explain what was going on with him there, and usually that would have been the high point of the show, just the fact that it had anything at all to do with Lawler. But clearly here you're setting up everything about how Doug is a loose cannon and just really driving home how he can't be a part of things. But it's just, you've always got that antagonist. Every time you try to do something, then there's BSK and they're coming in and they're a big heel faction and they're always causing trouble. And then it makes you on principle, you don't want Doug there, but you kind of need him there. So then he comes in and just every time he tries to do something, he costs you a building, he ends up throwing fire at you or something. It's just never intentional, but it just always ends up that way and just kind of prolongs what's going on and just tells the story more and more each week as time goes on.
How about Dave's work during that thing?
Yeah.
Just unbelievable.
Yeah, and it wasn't even over the top stuff. It was just you come out there and be like, like Wolfie's saying, oh, I'm going to be peacemaker. Let's have Doug come in, and Dave just plainly stating, no, we've already had this discussion. That's not part of the deal. We're not doing that, and not being some over the top big thing or whatever, but just Dave playing the straight man, the authoritarian, just kind of saying, no, this is how it is. And it's just plainly said in such a way to where it gets the point across and it feels legitimate and not like some overhyped thing that you're trying too hard to get the point across.
Hey, do you understand Kokina's question?
Where was Wolfie at if you said he came back? So Wolfie wasn't there. I think during the first year of Power Pro, he may have been working for Music City and maybe even KAW and places like that. But he had not been on Power Pro for 62 shows, so a little over a year the first year. Wolfie wasn't around. So he's back on Memphis television, I guess, is what you were saying.
Yeah, and he was pretty accurate in that thing. You know, he and I were close, and then certainly now I can tell you that things that I did during those days, nobody forced me. He didn't force me, and not anybody else forced me to do it. But at the situation, it was a bad time in my life. Toward the end, especially in '96. And I just didn't want Wolfie to be around him or be a part of Power Pro Wrestling. So that's why we went over 60 shows without him being there. It's balanced. The story was balanced in a lot of truth, and the people knew there was a lot of truth. And the idea there is to the more truth involved in that, the more people will believe it. And I thought it was a very good thing as we'll go back and watch show numbers, the final part of show number 62, see what else is going on this Power Hour.
Okay. He got it right square in the face here.
Come on, get out of here. It's all your fault. Everything is your fault. This is your fault.
Get him out of the building.
Come on,
get Doug out of here.
Listen, no, you're not getting me out of here.
Take him out. Get him out. Yeah. He's losing a rule somewhere. Yeah. You look that way. What? We got to finish the show here. Let's do that. Let's go to the ring and get a match going, and let's get some help for Randy to get him back and try to get some medical attention.
Some help for Randy back in the back.
Yeah, and I'm not too happy to see this bunch of jerks out here either. They're sort of responsible for that whole thing getting underway. J.R. Smooth, you know, Corey, that's one of the other problems.
Yeah, are these guys?
Yeah, we have been dealing so much with Doug that it just gives these guys the extra opportunity to do more damage, and that's what they've been doing.
That's exactly right. This whole group that J.R. Smooth has put together of Glenn Coca, ECMO, and a couple of other new additions here in California. Coca's got Alan Steele. High in the air, he's got him. Slams him down. How about Wolfie D showing up today?
Yeah.
You just don't know. We say all the time to expect the unexpected, but Wolfie D, no contract again with Power Pro. He just shows up just out of God knows where, and the same kind of stuff that happened last week.
Exactly, and then there's another perfect example with Doug Gilbert. I mean, yeah, Doug wasn't really trying to hurt Randy, but he's out. Is that it? Yeah, got it. He's out here throwing fire, and he hit Randy right in the face. But we'll take a break. We got more to go on the Power Hour.
It's Watson's.
For Pro Wrestling tickets, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to TV5 Power Pro Wrestling, 1960 Union Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee, 38104.
Is here.
Let me tell you something, you punk. Doug Gilbert. So you went and cried out to your punk friend, Wolfie D. Let me tell you something, Wolfie D. The next time you stick your leg...
Hang on, here's Doug Gilbert.
Doug Gilbert hits the ring. Look out! Gilbert taking care of Coca and Smooth, and they finally stepped up.
Yep.
Boy, he came in hot and heavy, Dave. They should have challenged, and Doug took him up.
Here's Wolfie.
Wolfie D!
Now it's 2 against 2.
2 on 2. Yeah!
Coca thrown out of the ring. Doug Gilbert is after him. Coca trying to get to the door. He doesn't make it before Doug grabs him.
Look at Wolfie!
Whoa! Man!
Good bump.
Oh, here comes ECMO, Dave.
Yep. Here comes the rest of BSK.
Yep.
They grab Wolfie. Pile driver right in the middle of the ring.
On Wolfie D. Out in the parking lot. There's Doug Gilbert running back into the studio. He jumps the leg on Wolfie. Here's Doug back in. Gilbert hits the ring. And they get out of there. Smooth and Ekmo and that whole crew.
But they leave Wolfie D lying in the middle of the ring, and I think he's hurt. As Doug Gilbert is there checking him.
Wolfie's not moving.
Next week, regular time for the Power Hour. Next Saturday night, New Daisy Theater. We hope you'll be joining us next week at 11 o'clock. Until then, for Corey Macklin, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
What a day.
Thoughts from Adam Dunn about the show we just watched, then the preview for next Monday night's Power Pro Wrestling. I guess it's show number 63. We'll see. Here's Adam Dunn.
That's exactly right. Show number 63 coming up next week. We'll go ahead and run that down. It's going to be starting off with an interview from BSK. We'll see Glenn Kalka in action against Alan Still. Peggy Gilbert, the mother of Eddie and Doug Gilbert, brings a box out into the studio. Randy and Peggy then have a discussion, and we'll see a big surprise come from that box. Kid Wikkid will be going against Bulldog Reigns. Brandon Baxter will have an interview. We'll see Vic Rhymes against Slick Robbie D. Mick Tierney goes against Kurt Angle, and we'll get an interview after that and a phone call with Doug Gilbert. And we'll see Kris the Dragon Kannonball going up against one of BSK, Big Matty Smalls. We'll see all that coming up on next week's Power Hour, Randy. Going to be yet again another awesome show coming up here next Monday night.
Be an awesome show tomorrow night, talking Memphis wrestling at 7 o'clock Central. And I believe it'll be Pat Trammell, Michael St. John, and myself, and Adam Dunn producing. And this is what we'll have. We'll have a blast from the past. We'll take a look at a Memphis Mid-South Coliseum, the Jarrett debut at the Mid-South Coliseum in 1977. We'll take a look at that card. We'll take a look at a card from Lexington, Kentucky at Rupp Arena in 1983, 1984. And then very popular segment that we took a look at cards from Jonesboro, Arkansas, where my story began, my hometown, and we will discuss cards. I think we'll look at a card from 1972, a card from 1973, and a card from 1975. So very, very good, interesting show. Also, had it scheduled last week. We ran out of time. I'll talk about probably about the 5 favorite cards I ever booked in my life, and we will see some videos from Monday Night Memories, and we have a very interesting list, and we will talk about that. We'll get that on for sure tomorrow night. We'll work as hard as we can, no matter if we have to go overtime or not. We'll get that in. The 5 cards, certainly, the top of the list will be Monday Night Memories for 1994, and we will take a look at that, and also talk about the Louisville Night to Remember in Louisville, Kentucky in 95, the Rumble on the River, that Rumble on the River in 1998, the Blast Off at the Dome, and also the blow off to the Smoky Mountain Wrestling USWA feud. Tell you a lot of inside information on all those cards. And also I plan to show my final promo on live Memphis TV wrestling that I ever did. It was from 2001, from April, where I announced the closing of Power Pro Wrestling. We'll do that as well. Been a great night. I appreciate everybody. Certainly want to remind you that I'll be on 953theticket.com, 96.9, FM and 970 AM for the front row with Bud Roll. Always exciting to be on that. Greg Wayne will be live Wednesday night with Wayne's World. I'll check it out as often as I can. So I certainly hope everybody else does as well. All right, Adam, you have any last words? Anything that you would like to drop on the people?
No, just looking forward to tomorrow night. Sounds like it's going to be good going over all of those, and I look forward to seeing all of that video and let everyone again see. We took a look at the first Power Pro last week because it was the 25th anniversary of the beginning of Power Pro, and I look forward to letting everybody see the very last interview from the very last Power Pro coming up as well. So,
glasses are off.
Okay.
Headsets are off. I do everything around here. We're just going to stay here looking at each other unless, for the first time ever, you say goodbye, you wrap it up, and you get us into the close. You always punch a little button, but now I got to listen to see if you do it right. Anyway, close the show, Adam Dunn.
Okay, sure. All right. So, for Randy Hales, I'm Adam Dunn saying we'll see you here again tomorrow night for Randy's show, Talking Memphis Wrestling. Until then, we'll say so long, everybody.
Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling.